Well, hello, it's Fiona here, and we are so happy that you are here with us. And we are going to be giving you some really, really juicy information today about how your beliefs work and if you could just reconfigure them. If you could just put a new belief in where you were missing a belief, like putting in a jigsaw piece puzzle, and like now it's all coming together. Now we know what we're doing. Now we're cooking with gas. So this is the theme today that the dragons have put forward for us. So the dragon's call today is all about your beliefs and how you can reconfigure those on the spot. Imagine, so like this is your life, and you're just like, God, if I could just believe that, things would be so different. I'm in the creation mode, I've made decisions, I want to live the good life, but there's just this one belief, it just keeps dragging me down. What if you could just change that in an instant? So this is what we are all about in this particular call today. So we want to be able to light up your creative center, your heart space, and remind you just how powerful you are. Now, that might seem a little bit out there, but let me just start putting it in a different way, which is the way that the dragons want me to talk to you about this today. Like the God, universe, and the spirit at your center. This is your creation mode, Gus, God, universe, and spirit. So we can't get anything in life. So because we have certain beliefs going on and they just always just coming in and blocking us. But we know that if we put things into creation, we're listening to law of attraction, we're putting things out there, we can have anything that we want because we have free will. We make the decision about what we want. But so often we really get snarled up in all the overthinking and the how, and they're like, I don't see how this works. So this is where I've been at, and this is what I'm planning to pull through and just make crystal clear and simple for you. And if you've watched me before, you'll know that Seraphina is a big golden dragon, and she has a team of 8 alongside her as the matriarch. And her main message has always been, is always, you don't know how powerful you are. God, the universe, the spirit will follow your lead once you make a decision of what it is that you want. I want a new house. I want to be successful. I want a new relationship. I want the business to work. I want a posse of girlfriends to go out and have fun with. I want. But so God is experiencing life through you. So you are the one that has to make the decision about what you want to experience next. It could be that you want to be experiencing what would it be like to be a trapeze artist, or what would it be like to eat Thai dinners for a week, or like you decide what you want to experience, and then the soul, God, source, universe, whatever you want to call it, will help that happen for you. They will orchestrate things in depending what they're seeing through your imagination, what they're feeling through your radiance, through your frequency. Things will come in. That is the law. That's the law of attraction. We need to decide what it is that we want. Then we need to sort of say, what am I putting into action? How am I feeling about this? If this is true, how would I be living today? I want to make this so simple for you, because you decide the experience that you, the soul, wants to experience. So let's say you want to experience a new home. You decide, this is my experience, by the way, this is what happened to me. You decide you want a flat garden, you want 5 bedrooms, you want the boys all to be on one floor with their own bathroom, you want it to be on a dead end street, you want to be able to cycle to the beach, you want to be able to convert one of the spaces downstairs into a studio so you can run retreats there. You want to build this into a family home. You want a big open plan living space. So I start living it. I start feeling it. I start believing it. And I'm coming home from work and I'm making dinner. I'm putting the fire on. I'm doing the laundry, making dinner for everybody, setting the table. So I start living it. I start believing it. I start seeing it as true. I can see the lights go on. I can see all these things happen. So, but there was no worry about me believing that was true. If there was, all I needed to do was just keep creating the same thing and putting that in. You decide, and then God, source, universe starts putting things in your sight, in your line of sight, to make that happen for you. So one of the things that I've realized is I've manifested a lot in my life. So from travels, from houses, from voices coming through to all sorts of things. And I call this practical magic. But I realized I didn't really know what the formula was, what was happening. So I decided that I would unravel it. And I unraveled it to a certain point when I started writing the book, Practical Magic. Then the dragons came in. That's when they came in, when I was writing Practical Magic, because they wanted to show me some of the bits that I was missing, because I was believing that I was focusing on something and focusing on the divine essence of it, focusing on the big picture, but I wasn't necessarily believing that life force energy sourced through me, and that I was actually the soul, that I was actually God, that I was actually able to make this come true. This was the practical magic bit. So I hadn't seen the divinity within myself. I still saw myself as Fiona. I still saw myself as the human. So without actually believing in the source, the divine power that flooded through me, I couldn't see that, because I'd maybe pushed away religion, pushed away Christianity, pushed away other things. But now I was understanding it from a different level. I was understanding, actually, so if I was created in the likeness of him, which Christianity, and everybody talks about that, I was like, okay, I see that. Well, that means the power that Seraphina's talking about, the power, well, the power is in me. I am the creator. There isn't just one God. We are all God. We are all in the creative mode. So that was a huge belief that I had to understand. And that's why I talk so much about the soul, because that's so, so, so important to understand. It's not a man in the clouds, it's me. I have access to that, and that's how I became a channel. That's how I became in the conduit. I had conversations with God. I have conversations with the dragons, who are the voice of God. And that's why I come through every single week, just showing you which bits next need to come through for you, so that we can reveal what is missing for you, so we can put that jigsaw puzzle in, so that you start to believe that. Maybe you need to believe that you're rich. Maybe you need to believe that you're successful. Maybe you need to believe that you're loved. Maybe you need to believe that you always had the love. That heartache that you had was just necessary for you to sort of understand, actually, I don't need anyone else to love me. I can love myself. And then you can ask your soul, please show me how much you love me, and your heart, it explodes. So this week, the main theme that the dragons wanted to come in with was this little piece of the jigsaw puzzle. So they're always here highlighting the parts of you that are maybe needing highlighted, so that you can understand, one, how much you're loved, and two, just how powerful you are when you choose to connect in and marry with your soul to get all of this creation mode done. So we're going to go in to read the messages from the dragons this week. I'm just going to shuffle these up, and we're going to see which cards pop through for the four parts this week. Card number 1, 2, 3, or 4. Which message resonates with you the most, so that you can understand which bit is missing and which bit we now need to install, and we can do a massive change history. We can recode you, reprogram you, and you're going to go, I believe that now. So that's the bit that we want to talk about today. So bringing this through, then we are going to be shuffling these dragon cards. So if you've chosen 1, 2, 3, and 4, I'm just going to bring that in now. And so with the first one, we are going to be bringing that in. We're going to be looking and seeing what message you need to understand. There we go. For yourself this week. Okay. And I brought my glasses today, so I can actually read the little bookie. So we have Tara. Tara is absolutely brilliant. Tara is card number 1. Tara is absolutely brilliant at changing your perspective, changing your beliefs. Like, oh, if I believed that yesterday, I can believe that tomorrow. I can believe that in a second. I can start to believe things. So my job is to help you understand, what are you believing and what do you need to believe in order for you to move forward. And I've got all the tricks that the dragons have shown me of how you can shift in and change your beliefs. So they've got exercises for you to do and practice, so that you can start believing in something that you don't currently believe in. So, Tara, card number 13, flow and let go. Let the energy you feel easily pass through you and out of your body. Sometimes we have certain things going on and we can feel them and they feel really uncomfortable, discombobulating our whole thought process. And sometimes we have just massive thoughts going, why am I thinking that? So what Tara's talking about here is like, how can we feel that energy, know that, oh God, that's just energy. It's not mind. It's not my thought. That doesn't need to be there. And how we can just change its perspective and just kind of go, that is not true. I can just let that go. Let's see what some of her message is about today. Card number 13. It's a little bit long, so I'll shorten it down, make it more punchy. Flow and let go. Let the energy you feel pass easily through and out of your body so that you don't hold on to it. You don't create from that energy and those thoughts and the energy that you're feeling. Tara says, you, human, can find it difficult to unplug and get off the whirlwind of your normal activity and earth life, to just observe the chaos as energy, to see that all the activity around you is just energy on the move. You're invited into an experience where you can remain and stay calm. Observe and let it flow on past out of you and out of your current experience. Imagine that a feeling is just a feeling. It cannot be touched or held or pinned down or located or locked in or even worded accurately. A feeling is a unique language of vibration, like a musical note, a frequency of light, or a particular scent or perfume. We, the dragons, do feel that you feel. We feel it. We can interpret it and decipher it. However, sometimes there aren't enough words for the interpretation. There aren't enough words in the human dictionary to describe the feeling that you're having. Words are inadequate and an immature reference for what you are feeling. Feelings are far, far more accurate. Open up to being consciously aware of a feeling as an energy as it enters and it becomes present on the inside of you, vibrating in a particular way as a message for you to understand. To register a vibration of energy as a feeling, it will be something similar to going on a journey on the inside. Imagine it being described to you as you venture into different countries on the inside of you. You may be an internal tourist exploring your feelings. It's like discovering how each different continent feels compared to another continent. When a feeling comes in and it hits your body, you need to understand now, is that mine or is it coming from someone or something else? When you feel upset or sad or depressed, or you believe something to be totally and utterly true, you can understand, oh gosh, is that mine or is that coming from someone else? So like, there's a pivot right there. Maybe you don't believe that. Maybe you've been taught that and you actually don't believe that at all. It's not your truth. So why on earth would you keep believing it? Because if you keep believing it, if you keep repeating it, it will start creating in the outside world. Something that you feel and believe on the inside will start creating that as your truth on the outside of you. Your inner world creates your outer world. So you can change in a second. I mean, if you can imagine the way that a child for 1 minute is crying and the next they're laughing out loud and the next they're demanding for the next stimulation. So you see, there's a very simple in the freedom of not judging how you feel and taking it all on so personally. You've read books about taking things so personally. So anything can be expressed and flowed through you. So maybe it's yours to understand, and you can ask, is that mine to understand? No, it's not. Is it coming from somewhere else? Yes, it is. So I don't need to bother with it. No, you don't. A belief, is that my belief? No, it's not. Is that someone else's belief? Yeah, you've taken that on as your own belief and you've started creating that in your outside world. Well, let's put a new belief in then. Okay. So this is the work we do. We put in a new belief, and it can be sometimes just exactly the opposite of what you've been thinking. This is never going to work for me. This is going to work for me. I'm never going to find love. I am going to find love. It can be that simple. And this is the message that Tara often says when she flipped between green and blue. It's like, just flip it. Just flip whatever you're thinking and flip that into a different belief. Anyway, that's all she had to say about that. So flow and let go was her message. That was message number 1. Just flow and let go. You have life force energy. You have the conduit of God. You have the dragons as your assistants. You have your soul as your assistants. You have God, universe, spirit, Gus within you, and you can change how you think about things at any time. You decide how you feel. The choice is yours. Awesome. Right. Let's see if we can flip out a card now, which is going to help us understand the story of the week, which is all about your beliefs. How can we change our beliefs in an instant? How can we recode our beliefs? How can we do a massive change history? You see, the problem is that we stay in the problem paradigm. We've been educated to worry about things, to overthink things, to listen to what someone else says, rather than really understanding where we come from. The dragons have drawn, the God has drawn, the universe has drawn a line in the sand. We are being reprogrammed to take things from a very, very, very different perspective, to understand that we are really, really powerful. We get to choose how we want to feel. We get to choose whether we go on holiday here or there or there. We get to choose what kind of house we live in because we want to experience that. Maybe you live in that kind of house for a while and then you want a different kind of house. Or you get to experience what it feels like to be with somebody like this and then what somebody like that. So there is no right and wrong. It's like, what do you want to experience next? And how can we bring that about by listening to what we believe? Sometimes we want something so big and we don't necessarily believe it's possible for us. If you've ever walked across fire, if you've ever walked across hot coals, you are changing the belief in your mind, therefore your feet don't get burnt. It seems really, really simple, but what if that was it? What if we could change our state in such a way that we did not get bothered by walking on hot coals? So any problem that you've got right now, think of them as hot coals. Whee! All right, so we've got a lot of cards all plopped out there. So let's take the top one and just see exactly what the message is coming through from Seraphina about what beliefs are doing within you. How can you recode your beliefs? How can you change one belief from this to that in a second? So Seraphina, card number 8. Aligned to the energy, you are a powerful conductor of energy. You are in the conduit. You're the conductor of the energy. So there you go. You decide what you want to feel. No one else decides what you want to feel. Nobody can say you need to feel this. You need to feel guilty. You need to feel punished. You need to feel like, no, I don't feel that. Oh, awesome. But you know, we've all been brought up in ways that really need to stop bothering us and getting, trying to rule our body and rule everything about us. So let's see what Seraphina, the first golden dragon that I met when I was writing Practical Magic, what she has to say about us, the humanity, and why we need to evolve and just sort of stop going back into the old ways of doing things. Aligned to the energy, you are a powerful conductor of energy. You are the conductor. She says, you have been through an era of seriousness, survival, and this has got you very stuck in a routine of trying to figure things out and struggling, thinking and overanalyzing every little thing. You are far too precious to still be struggling like this, dear one. This is the time for alignment with the playfulness, the fun, the pleasure, and knowing that you are a powerful conductor of energy, which is needed to bring about your creations. And don't go into that as much as you could. You don't go into that as much as you could. You're not focusing on exactly what it is that you want. You're too distracted by everything else. And, oh God, I've got to be serious. I've got to work really hard on this. You are a powerful energy conductor. You feel energy. You produce and circulate energy. And just like the trees on your planet, which are very similar conduits and conductors of energy, you are no different from the trees. You have access to tremendous power through your energetic grounding roots. And your body is a conductor and acts like a barometer for this energy. You complete the circuit as the energy goes up through the sky, loops down through you, and you're a conductor of that energy into the earth. The things that's different about trees is they don't have a desire to change their future. You are a being of light. Maybe you came as a Lemurian, an alien, a soul that's had many, 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 many different lives. And you are here to be an experience being the creator on a very, let's just say a very basic world where you can create. If you knew how advanced beings there were out there in the galaxies, we're on a very, very basic world needing to create things in a very better way, because if we don't, the people who are creating are going to make wars and they're going to make just torturous lives. So we are the creators and we get to be creating, and we are a very, very advanced souls, otherwise we wouldn't be here. We get to choose what we want to create. Gosh, this is really powerful. I didn't realize I was going to be saying that today. So you are a powerful conductor of energy. So like what they're saying is you are like the trees, you are the conductor of energy. So you are bringing in life force energy through you, through your soul down into the planet. But you, because you're a human and a being of light, you get to be here because you came here to create. So let's get creating and open up your creative center. Let's get you believing that you are the creator so that you start to do some really phenomenal things. There's no such thing as fear. Using your imagination, which trees don't have, but they are a conduit of energy, you can alter and playfully change your character and develop a character of who you want to be in the next phase of your life that you are creating. So that you start acting it out. This is a strong practice and can add in so many details to this character that you really want to see yourself become. So you could be coming into love, you could be coming into being a house owner, you could be coming into fortune, you could be coming, you act it out, you are the creator. To see, imagine, and feel what you are as this character will be doing in the next phase of your life. So once this future version of you is here, how are you acting? How are you being? Are you lighting candles, putting tea on? Are you putting the lights on? Are you doing your garden? Are you driving a new kind of car? How are you feeling about it? How does that rest in your body? It's a game-changing energy of how you feel. It's all a game of changing the energy and frequency. It's all a game of changing how you think, and to keep upgrading how you feel, keep practicing and adding in more details, and enjoy the fun of it all the time. It's a matter of playtime, playfulness, stepping into who you want to be, acting that character out. You pick a character and you become that character. You decide who you're going to be. So what happens with a lot of us is, in the beginning, it's just like, God will tell me, or source will tell me, or it'll just land at my feet. It is landing at your feet, but it's only landing at your feet to the extent that you can actually imagine doing something differently. What if your whole role here was to just be having fun, creating something new, creating a new kind of flower, creating the weather, I know some people who can move storms, and who talk to trees and talk to plants. And what if you're here to create something different, a new health system? What if you're here to create a communication with dragons? What if you're here to create communication with the fish? What if you're just infinite? What is it? What is it that you want to create? For me, I want you to create a relationship with who you are as a soul so that you can come out and you can create wild and wonderful things. That's my purpose. What do you want to create? I also want to, go around and hang around with girlfriends and go traveling and change houses and all that kind of stuff. So, all these things are in my creation zone, and I refuse to be sensible and serious about it. There, said that. So we're going to move on now to card number 3. So first one was Tara, the second one was Seraphina, the third one, who is that going to be? And what message are you going to get that's going to come through? So let's see, shall we? Let's ask the cards to come through from the dragons, give us some information about where we need to shift our beliefs. And this one has popped up. This one is utopia. Utopia means that you have stepped off the world as you know it. You understand, I keep wobbling the card. You understand that you are an incredible creator. You've decided, right, I'm going to do this. I'm going to create something new. Maybe you just think, well, I'll just decide to create something new to see if it works. Like somebody will bring me a bunch of flowers. You decide what it is that you want. You decide to put it out there in your energy as just regularly done. You act the part. You're feeling it. Let's see what Utopia has to say about what she wants you to know about your beliefs. Oh, number 62. There is support for you in all things. Just ask. This is very, very, very relevant. What did I say? 62. Oh, same number as my house. 62. 62. Okay. We cannot overlook this, that we get to ask. You can say you're asking the dragons, or you can say you're asking your soul. What does it mean when you say you ask? It's just like, I want to put this into creation. This is what I'm asking for. This is how I want things to go. This is what I see happening. So that's you asking. Demanding. In French, we say demande. It's not necessarily you're asking, which is sometimes just very polite. Well, kind of nice if you put the light on. Kind of nice if you did this. That you are demanding. Like, what are you asking for? What do you want? Let's see what Utopia has to say about that. There is an urgent need for you to strongly believe. This is the theme for this week. Believe now. A need to step into your new, accepting, evolved self with this new understanding. So that goes back to Seraphina about stepping into the playful character. Holding on to a new, deeper comprehension and taking a leap of faith that there is a new creation for you just appearing ahead. It's just around the corner, and it comes from the invisible imagination realm to further support you in your soul journey. You are the creator and are supported in all things. Can you feel that sensation growing inside of you, how much your soul loves you and wants the very best for you? Because you yourself want the very best for you. You want to experience things that you've never experienced before. Like, God, it'd be really fun if I could do yoga on those elastic ropes. It'd be really good if I could jump out of a plane and fly. It'd be really good. What is it that you want to experience? Can you feel that sensation growing on the inside of you, actually how much your soul loves you? You can ask, by the way, please show me how much you love me. And then watch your heart and the world around you expand. Can you find the feeling of your soul within your body and how your body and mind alter themselves once present and connected to this sovereign soul state? You are aligned, united, as one. Everything is working out really well for you. You are the conduit between heaven and earth. You are phenomenal. You are God. You are in your power. With this new evolution of humanity shifting into this new paradigm and ascending into higher frequencies, you get to experience that you are not alone, nor have you ever been alone. You are far, far, far from alone. The evidence has been laid out before you in every circumstances that you have ever experienced, that you are the creator. Now you just need to start believing this is what you are needing for your highest good. What do you want to experience next? Your soul intervenes sometimes, and they come in for you to remember to ask for assistance and how you can experience what you want. You yourself are the one who can make the change. You can make the difference so that you can move past this next awkward situation and then the next with ease and grace. You can just ask and simultaneously adjust your focus of your thoughts and energy, and the support that is available for you can flood in. So once you make the decision of what it is that you want, you step into your character, you start believing that this is what you want, how it's going to be. Like, well, why wouldn't it be? Like, if I'm here as God's creator, I'm here to do this. So let's just make this happen. It's done. Consider it done. And then watch as the information, the life, the air, the people support you. And, you'll get an invitation to do something, or an opportunity will pop up and you think, wow, I was just thinking about that. That's exactly serendipity and synchronicity, altering your life depending on what you have been focusing and concentrating on. Your inner world creates your outer world. That is the joy of being a human on the planet at this particular time, because you are super powerful when you allow yourself to be the creator. So we're moving now on to card number 4. When I'm doing business readings for people at the moment, what's coming in really strongly is doing a scan of the human, being a scan of like, well, what is it that you believe? What is the belief that's missing? What do we need to recalibrate, reprogram? How can you see things differently so that your creation can start coming in? How can we change that belief? So the dragons have a great way of actually putting those in. And they show me all the time, like jigsaw puzzle pieces, jigsaw puzzle pieces. What if we could just like pluck a jigsaw puzzle piece here, like, oh, that fits right in there. And as soon as you've got that bit of the jigsaw puzzle sorted out, it's like, oh, that's flowing really easily now. Thank you very much. So what beliefs do you need to get over? Ooh, we have ceremony popping out of the card deck, wanting to talk to us today. So let's see what ceremony has to say. Ceremony, card number 52. Ceremony. Reprogram your survival mind and your primal responses and go with a more playful sense of intuitive flow. So ceremony is asking us clearly to reprogram our primal responses. Our primal responses like, oh God, that's never going to work. Like, I can't do that. What if? What if you could? What if everything that came up to you now was like, what if I could? What if I am? What if I did? What if it's been done already? Let's play with that for a little while. And let's just listen to card number 52, Ceremony. She's the rainbow dragon. She really wants to show you just how far you've come, or just how much you could change, how much you could really let go of. So these dragons came into me when I was writing my book, Practical Magic, talking about the creations that I had managed to manifest when I was traveling around the world, when I came to live in France, how I created a business, how my soul came through and gave me so many business ideas and kept me back on track. So these are why the dragons are so important, about the evolution of humanity, so that you can now become the creator you. You just, I admit it. I own that. I am a creator and I can create magic. Let's see what Ceremony has to say. If you happen to fall into obsessive thinking of what's missing or what you lack, or the stories and feelings of dread and doubt are just running wild in your mind, like, I'm busy, 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 I don't have time for this, remind yourself it's just a phase, and it will look brighter under a different coloured magnifying glass and in the morning of a new day. These feelings and situations often show you exactly what you're clearing away, what you don't need to believe anymore, and are ready to drop from your old programming. From the lower vibrations of the reptilian brain, only programmed for survival and to keep you safe. Now, remember to be grateful for what you are being shown from this very experience that you're having, even if it is uncomfortable. And boy, oh boy, are we going through some discomfort at the moment, because things are changing. We're now through the birth canal, going into the Aquarian age, and into this new paradigm of being the new human. And we are actually out there. We're out there like swimming in the big swimming pool going, oh my God, I've got to create something now. So remember to be grateful. You need only ask for help, which takes us back to the previous card. You see all the cards line up. You need only ask for help with your current dilemma and be gracious for what then is provided. Open up your channels to intuitively perceive what you are being prepared to completely get go of and release. What beliefs do you have that you just don't need to have those beliefs anymore? What if you could change the beliefs and just watch how your life changes? Because all of a sudden you believe, one, that you're creator, two, that you're incredibly wealthy, three, that life can be joy and ease. You step into that character. The mind, the body, and the soul, when reprogrammed and all integrated, will work together beautifully. The mind can be reprogrammed from the old survival paradigm and beliefs, and your particular set of out-of-date educated beliefs, and gradually receive the updated and uplifted flow program. This is possible for everybody to experience. I'm no different to you. I've just decided to think differently or believe differently or be a little bit wilder or crazier in my desire of what I want to create. Yes, this is possible for everybody to experience, where it may at first seem safer to stay in your familiar basic surroundings and not really ask for too much. Now let go of the old ways of thinking and acting from fight, flight, and freeze. And the reptile brain wants to keep you safe and stuck in that old belief of fear and worry. You get to trust that you are safe and that you have all your basic needs provided for. I'm again asked to remind you about, if I can walk over hot coals by just changing the belief in my head that those hot coals taken just off the bonfire, walking 2 meters across hot coals, if I can believe that they are cool moss, I'm walking across cool moss. It's really, really comfortable. It was more difficult for me to walk across the gravel car park in bare feet than walk across hot burning coals, because when I got to the hot burning coals, I just could believe that I was walking across cool moss. Your beliefs are everything. So let's just have a little play at changing our beliefs. Let's just see if there's anything. So your inner world creates your outer world, because what you believe to be true is true. If you can walk across hot coals, believing that they are cool moss, because you've got your brain in such a focused, unbelievable, locked in state, then that's the job done. Your inner world, I believe, therefore creates your outer world and what you are creating. So these were the messages from the dragons this week about how you can change your belief, how important it is and how much more fun it is when you're creating something. If you could just change your beliefs, your inner world changes your outer world. So I am Fiona Robertson. I'm a massive believer in creating with your soul, creating with the God on the inside of you, so that you can have so many different experiences. You can create a new living situation. You can create new different types of relationships, even with people who are not matching you right now. You can change your point of attraction. You can change what's happening. I've changed relationships with my son and my ex just by changing how I believe and what I think about them. And it's amazing. I've seen clients do exactly the same. You know, maybe people are turning around and go, oh my God, this has totally changed. He's totally nice with me now. My son can come home, or my business is really working for me. So what are the beliefs that you need to find and alter your beliefs and train your mind to think differently, reprogram your mind to wind it up differently, so that you can start looking at things and having the world work for you rather than against you. So my name is Fiona Robertson. I do business readings to help you find out where your beliefs are stuck, your thoughts, your feelings. I listen to what your business has to say to you so that she can turn around and say, this is what I want from you. This is what I'm here for. You are my human counterpart. Let's make this happen. Every single week I do these readings, and they're very, very, very important to do with your ascension, to do with understanding what could be working so much better for you if you just admitted that you are powerful. You are a powerful creator.